In early June, El Salvador's president Nayib Bukele made a big announcement.
That is why next week, I will send to Congress a bill that will make Bitcoin a legal tender in El Salvador.
Speaking to an opulent gathering of Bitcoin fanatics in Miami, Bukele said his country would be the first in the world to accept Bitcoin as national currency. People were shocked. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that's lost nearly half its value in just the last few weeks. But Bitcoin isn't entirely new to El Salvador. For the last 18 months or so, the tiny surf town of Zonte has been running an experiment with Bitcoin. 3,000 people live here, and the only ATM in town is a Bitcoin ATM. Just before the president's announcement, I headed to El Zonte to see how Bitcoin is changing the community.
Necesito hacer unas compras ahorita, Marcos.
Diga.
Necesito $2 de huevo, cebolla, tomate, chile verde.
¿Qué más?
Chile verde.
¿Un dólar también?
Sí.
¿Cómo fue la aplicación?
Bitcoin Beach.
Ah.
Sí.
This is Milton Cabrera. He's a construction worker in El Zonte who gets paid in Bitcoin.
50.
And he says it's changed his life. Why do you like getting paid in Bitcoin?
Lo prefiero porque igual de una manera u otra el Bitcoin, si lo recibo en cash, en mis manos, se gasta rápido. En cambio, si lo recibo en Bitcoin, puedo sacar lo que necesito y dejo aguardado un poco. En esa forma puedo mantenerme ahorrando y gastando lo necesario nada más.
What do you use Bitcoin for normally in your life?
Sí, igual lo podemos ocupar para pagar la electricidad, agua, igual poder comprar lo básico en la comida, en las tiendas, igual no tengo que estar viajando lejos, igual lo puedo hacer aquí en las tiendas, más fácil.
Are you worried that you're going to lose all your money? Because tomorrow the price of Bitcoin could go to zero.
Tal vez sí, pero igual en la forma de que uno ha conocido Bitcoin, se pone a estudiarlo, de tarde o temprano va a bajar, y tarde o temprano va a subir. Igual no tendría, sí entra un temor, pero igual si tiene paciencia uno esperando, puede subir y tal vez obtener ganancia.
How much money extra money have you made because of Bitcoin?
Quizás unos $600, $700.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin sort of magically appeared in El Zonte. In late 2019, an anonymous American donated about 12 Bitcoins worth at least 6 figures to create a new crypto economy. The idea was for everyone in this town to use Bitcoins for all their purchases. The founders of the Bitcoin Beach organization created a Bitcoin wallet, then started convincing people to use it.
Is this a surf team bus?
They hired locals like this guy, Roman Martinez, and partnered with Strike, an app like Venmo that lets people send each other money.
So to pay with Bitcoin, I got to get my phone out. So I have the Bitcoin Beach wallet.
Okay.
And I have Strike. But I have no money in either of them.
Let's go to receipt.
Uh-huh. So you sent me $10 in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
now
now
you
I can send it to her
Yeah.
by scanning her QR code,
Yeah.
which is here. Okay, that's it.
Cold brew with
Alright.
Bitcoin, brother.
Cheers.
Welcome to Bitcoin Beach.
President Bukele's Bitcoin announcement was made in a Zoom call to the CEO of Strike, a 20-something Bitcoin entrepreneur in the US. Strike and the Bitcoin Beach wallet are essentially used interchangeably in El Zonte. But Strike is available nationally, and the company seems to be trying to tap into El Salvador's $4.5 billion a year remittance market. The app gives users options to send either Bitcoin or dollars to each other. When I signed up, the app prompted me to deposit money with a debit card or bank account. Sending Bitcoin was less user-friendly than dollars. So when folks in El Zonte pull out their phones to make digital payments, they aren't necessarily using Bitcoin. And whether it's the Strike app or the Bitcoin Beach wallet, there are still kinks in the system.
¿Y tú prefieres recibir su pago en Bitcoin o efectivo?
Bitcoin me sirve como un ahorro,
Uh-huh.
pero hay veces que prefiero así el efectivo.
Sí. ¿Has perdido dinero porque el precio de Bitcoin bajó mucho?
Sí, he perdido bastante.
¿Cuánto?
Quizás como unos $20.
Okay. ¿Yo puedo pagar ahora con Bitcoin o con efectivo? Su preferencia.
Pagué con Bitcoin, sí, con efectivo, ahí en su decisión.
¿Y puedo usar Strike también o no? Solo Bitcoin Wallet.
Ahorita tengo un pequeño problema con Strike, pero estoy por solucionarlo porque como que no me recibió mi correo electrónico.
Entonces ahora tengo dinero en Strike, pero no en mi Bitcoin Wallet, entonces voy a pagar con efectivo.
No, puedes pasar también, bueno, según a mí me dijeron los chicos que de Bitcoin se puede pasar el Strike, pero no sé.
The Bitcoin hub in El Zonte is the ATM, and it's not just used by locals. This guy drives for 2 hours to convert his Bitcoin to cash.
Have there been times when you came and it didn't work or it was closed?
Sí, la última vez estaba, parece que no había efectivo.
What did you do in that situation?
Me fui sin nada. Sí, no saqué nada. Eso pasó.
What's the biggest problem with Bitcoin right now?
La gente no cree, ¿verdad? Con tanto que ha pasado, cosas malas, cosas buenas. La gente lo más malo que ve es que piensa que, ahí como usted acaba de decir, de que posiblemente la moneda se vaya y se vaya abajo, ¿verdad? Y se quede uno sin nada. ¿Qué es lo que tiene que ser uno? Optimista, pues, ¿verdad? Para mantenerse.
Optimista con efectivo en mano.
Sí, vaya, imagina que aquí se ha hecho realidad lo que apostamos.
Bueno.
The face of Bitcoin Beach is an American surfer who's lived in El Salvador for years. When the anonymous donor came calling in September 2019, he says he saw it as an opportunity to create new jobs, keep kids out of gangs. Now, it's bigger than he could have imagined.
So you have this idea, we're going to create a Bitcoin economy. Step one. Step two is, how do you make that into reality? What were some of your early hurdles, challenges as you're sort of turning this into, harebrained scheme into something that works in practice?
For us to really make this happen, we had to introduce Bitcoin in the community and to get people to really start think, what is money? And why do they accept the dollar in their store? And what is the dollar doing over time? And we've shown, here's this community in El Salvador, people, a lot of them living in shacks with dirt floor and 10 walls, and now they're all transacting on their smartphones. They're zipping around payments, much easier than people in the first world are. And so it's, I think, proven that Bitcoin really is the money of the poor, of the people on the lowest level of the economic ladder, and can really transform their lives.
How does it feel to be sort of the white guy who comes into this community and says, hey, we're going to set up this new economy and sort of get involved with the finances of this small Salvadoran beach town? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I've always very much wanted to stay behind the scenes because, like you said, I'm just an old white guy surfer that's hanging out in the community. And so we really have been focused on empowering just the local talent. And they're the ones that are driving this forward. They're the ones that have taken this to the next level into something that's transformed the entire country, and I think will transform the world.
In some ways, the contrast between the way Bitcoin is currently exists in the United States and the way it's being used in El Salvador are really striking. What's it been like for you to see the sort of these two worlds of the United States Bitcoin and the El Salvador Bitcoin?
The El Salvador version of Bitcoin was what everybody always dreamed would be possible. This was what the potential everybody always talked about there being, that Bitcoin would be the money of the poor, that it would free people from the traditional banking system, that people that had been excluded financially would finally have a voice. And we're really seeing that happen.
The anonymous donor's identity is still a mystery. I asked the CEO of Strike if it's him. He said no. Some think it's Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, who's donated Bitcoins to fund El Salvador's national surf team. His spokespeople wouldn't talk to us. The local leader of Bitcoin Beach says the donor's identity doesn't matter.
En realidad no es una persona que no conocemos. Solo no es una persona que nosotros podemos estar diciéndole a todas las personas quién es, ya que hoy en día tener dinero, alguien quiere afectar tu vida o algo. Ahora es un boom en la comunidad, no tenemos que darle cuenta si funcionó o no. El Bitcoin se quedó por la comunidad.
You've had people here in other communities who say this is a fraud or a robbery, a trick for the gringos to take my money.
Sí, hay muchas personas diciendo que es una estafa. Hay estafas en todas áreas. Entonces este es solo Creo que solo las personas que tal vez no les guste el Bitcoin están empujando más para hacer creer esto, pero al final del día, cuando le descargas a una persona su wallet, le pones una porción. Si Bitcoin fuera malo, yo no quisiera andar en la calle.
Sí.
Nada. Y nada, Bitcoin está cambiando a pasos gigantes las comunidades.
President Bukele is going all in on cryptocurrency, even suggesting the country could use the energy from volcanoes to mine Bitcoin. Skeptics worry it's all just a big distraction from corruption in his autocratic government. We spoke to Bukele's Minister of Tourism about what's happening in the area around El Zonte.
Así que estamos trabajando de la mano junto con el presidente Bukele. El presidente Bukele nos está dirigiendo en este gran proyecto que se llama Surf City, que Surf City es más que un lugar, es un circuito de playas.
I see Bitcoin everywhere, on the surfboards, on the shirts. What do you think about Bitcoin coming to El Salvador?
El mundo cambió, yo también tengo que cambiar. Y definitivamente me impresionó y me sorprendió cuando voy al Zonte, a Playa El Zonte, y veo que puedo comprar una paleta o una pupusa o una charamusca, todos esos son platos típicos de aquí, a través de Bitcoin. Definitivamente la innovación y la digitalización que podemos tener en toda esta parte económica para las poblaciones más necesitadas es vital.
Yesterday you said that you use your phone to pay your light bill and your electric bill in Bitcoin. Can you show me how it works?
Sí. Cuando necesito pagar mi recibo, le tomo tal vez una foto, la mando a quien me lo va a cancelar y le pago a él, a su usuario. Pongo el usuario, que es, qué sé yo, y lo envío y ahí ya tengo pagado.
Y ya está.
Sí.
Muy fácil.
Sí.
How long, more or less, would it take you in the past to do the same thing?
Tendría que, en lo que voy en el bus, posiblemente una hora, tal vez una hora de espera en el puerto, tal vez unas 3 horas para poderlo pagar.
3 hours, and now it's just, boom, instant in your phone.
Sí.